you're going to remember me. Right. And most dudes that Tank knocked out, what happened? I want a rematch. Right. I could have won that fight. But when you get punished, you don't say nothing.
When you see this fight, do you see like Tank just having his way with Jake? Like giving like, no?
No, I'm telling you, this is what I tell Tank. And Tank said it in the interview. Yeah. I said, Tank, y'all going there doing y'all thing, woo. I said, he ain't giving you nothing.
Tank Davis is a phenomenal puncher and an accurate one at that. But dude, this is a monster. Even Tank, when I asked him how far his power carried, he told me light heavyweight. That's one.
At the fiery press conference, tempers rose quickly between Gervonta Davis, his coach Calvin Ford, and Jake Paul, frustrated. Ford snapped and called Jake a clown, challenging him to fight with smaller 10-ounce gloves instead of the standard 12-ounce ones. He questioned Jake's confidence, asking why he needed extra padding if he was really as powerful as he claimed. The back and forth heated up the room, and the crowd erupted with excitement and tension.
This is a very serious fight, and I'm a very serious person. My question to you is, where did 12-ounce gloves come from? Why y'all couldn't take 10? He had 8. Already he giving up 4 ounces of the gloves. I gotta say this because y'all betting all this money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait. You guys were the ones that wanted 12-ounce gloves, not me. I'll do 8. Fuck, I'll do 4. I'll do 2 ounces. I'll do bare knuckle. Like,
I wasn't aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that he can handle himself.
So what do you want? 10 ounce? 8 ounce? What do we want?
If he the one said that, I'm going to go with that. I wasn't aware of that.
No, the 12 ounce came from your guys' side.
No,
and
it's not.
On God. Perfect. Then what do you want? 10?
I didn't say that.
After the press conference, Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer, spoke confidently about the upcoming fight with Jake Paul. He admitted that Jake's size might give him a small advantage, but he's certain it won't matter against someone like Gervonta. Ford has watched Tank grow for years and believes no one matches his focus or skill. To him, this will be Jake's first real test against an elite fighter. Jake may have faced athletes and retired boxers before, but facing Davis is a whole new level of danger. Ford isn't worried about the size difference. He says heart and skill win fights, not size. And Tank was built for moments like this.
In life, that's what I call the hiccups, but they lessons to learn from. But we back on track and keeping it moving.
When you heard about the fight, were you like, wait, what? Like, we're doing what?
Actually, when I heard about the fight, they called me and said, what you thought about the fight? I said, the fight doable. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched Tanky for years and I watched other young men and gyms, you know, deal with big guys. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's big. To me, it's like Jake having his first open fights. If anybody know about the amateurs going open, then you go pro. So, you know, he's a great fighter guy that does have skills. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s. So he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. Now,
boxing analyst Luke Thomas shared a different view. While he praised Gervonta Davis for his explosive power and sharp instincts, he noticed something off about Tank's mindset before the fight. Luke felt Davis seemed distant during interviews, almost like he wasn't taking Jake Paul seriously. To him, it looked more like a business deal than a real rivalry. Thomas warned that underestimating Jake's hunger and drive could be a mistake. Jake might not have Davis's skill, but his pride and determination make him dangerous. Fans are now asking the same question: is Tank truly focused, or just treating this fight like easy money?
In that sense, it's a little bit different. It's not different in the sense of a boxer in his prime or relative prime straying off the path, but this one is not. It's not like someone else, in a similar weight. It's like completely the opposite, and so that makes it, I think, look and feel weird. And then on top of it, obviously, Gervonta's got other business to handle. He looked to me, Gervonta, absolutely, completely disinterested. Even at the beginning of this year, and dude, even at the pre-fight Lamont Roach stuff, Tank was talking about how much time he has left in boxing, and he was wasn't much. you know, I mean, the Lamont Roach fight, I mean, it blew up in his face, but Lamont Roach was cherry picked. You know, I think Tank thought, oh, I'll just fight another guy from, you know, the mid-Atlantic area who's, you know, remember Roach came up from 30 to 35 to fight him. And Tank thought he was just going to cruise. And then it blew up in his face and, you know, you're left with that. So like, you're making a point about like, oh, he's got this obligation. That's true. But he was already fucking around. He was already taking opponents that, again, I think Roach showed everyone that was a mistake, but put yourself in Tank's mind. Tank was taking a fight against someone he was clearly, in his mind anyway, better than, and was just going to cruise. So he was already in that state. Then you marry that with statements like, you know, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm worried about going to therapy because it'll take away my competitive edge. And, you know, kind of teetering on the edge a little bit about like whether or not this is a thing he wants to do. Then he, you know, does a draw in that fight.
Most boxing experts still believe Jake Paul is about to get a harsh reality check. They point to the massive gap in experience, skill, and fight IQ. Tank has faced world-class opponents who understand timing, defense, and strategy. Jake is still learning those lessons. Analysts say one clean shot from Tank could change everything. Jake has power, but he's never faced anyone who hits with such precision and control. Even though his defense has improved, experts believe it's too predictable to withstand Tank's relentless pressure.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy. And just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all want to say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
A 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
that's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a
Musty energy.
musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilaquiles.